This week, the sky brings some astrology that is going to help you live your biggest, boldest, most aligned life. So if you've been looking for the cosmic green light to dream, build, expand, or even revolutionize something, this is it. So let's effing go.
Welcome to Cosmic RX Radio, a podcast that gives you real-life tools of spiritual empowerment and pure hype. I'm your host and intuitive guide, MADI Murphy. I'll be serving up your weekly energy readings, cosmic boss interviews, and astro inspiration. Are you ready to love yourself more, manifest your dream life, and own your magic? Let's jump in.
Welcome back to another episode of Cosmic RX Radio. It's your girl, Maddie Murphy, your high vibe hype woman, your cosmic consultant. How the hell are we? How are we doing? How are we feeling? We're in what I keep thinking about, like what's one of the most potent, exciting, expansive months of the year. I keep hearing NSYNC in my head, like it's gonna be May. So now we're here and I'm so pumped today to really break down for you some of like the astrology of the week in that it's astrology that like feels good for the nervous system on the personal level. On the collective level, I never stand by anything could happen, especially with Pluto stationary in retrograde in Aquarius and only Aquarius for the first time in our lifetime. But on the personal level, I am loving this week's astrology. I'm going to get into that and the planetary planning. We're going to get into our moon report and what we need to know for our emotional self-care. Before that, I wanted to say hi. Hi, if you're watching on YouTube, drop a comment below. You will see I am in a different corner of my house because I'm recording this early morning. Babies are still sleeping and I'm drinking tea this week instead of my normal New Yorker coffee only. And this is all because this week I'm recording my audiobook for In the Cosmic Zone, which is so exciting. It's been such a wild ride and such a fun treat. Yesterday was my first day and I was just so racked with nerves. Like I haven't been that nervous or something in a long time, but I took those deep breaths, reached out to you, my community, for some support, checked my chart again for like, what do I need to know right now in this moment? And ended up being such an amazing day. Felt so rock and roll going into the studio. So Britney a la like 2004, but truly my tech, Nick, he's amazing. Shout out to the whole crew over there, John Mitchell. And I'm really excited to go back today, but I'm going to be nursing, the throat with some tea, some honey. Let me know in the comments below if you do any kind of recording or vocal work. If you have any kind of like tips for me, let me know because my voice gets hoarse so fast. Also, speaking of hi, if you're watching this on YouTube, definitely always let me know in the comments. I am really excited. I realized not only to have video is such a fun new element, but it's also like we could chat. I'm loving the chat function. Okay, just checking my notes. Guys, get grounded. Ground down, Maddie. Ground down. It is Taurus season. So speaking of, being scared and doing the thing anyway and checking in with the community, your birth chart, your heart, the doors to Cosmic Boss are officially open. If you've been wanting to build your brand or your biz using your birth chart, you're just like fed up with the strategies that are cookie cutter, they're not working for you, or you've kind of hit some sort of plateau or just obstacle in your like entrepreneurial journey, your creative journey, or just your journey to being like your best, baddest, most like high vibe leadership self. Come in. If you're just starting your business, great. If you're scaling it, great. If you're like, I don't even know if I want to have my own business, but I am feeling like I just want to be the most empowered, clear, like bossiest bitch with the baddest heart and the goodest ass, or is that reverse? Then come join. The doors are open. This is soul powered strategy support, all the tools I've used to grow and scale and start this business, the podcast. We go through all 12 houses and every planet in your birth chart, including we talk about some interesting points, Chiron, Black Moon, Lilith, and how you all put it together to create the unique recipe for celestial success for you. And also you join a live community of amazing, talented, high-powered cosmic baddies from all over the world. And I think my favorite part of Cosmic Boss is seeing how years later, it's been 5 years since we started our first cohort. I've seen people collaborate, cool projects, do retreats together, push out courses together. Some people have moved in with each other or traveled together. And no matter what, there's always just a lot of support, brainstorming, heartstorming within the Cosmic Boss alum community, and always hype, always here to gas you up. So if that's something that you're feeling ready for in your life or your business, let's go. Let's go. Okay. Baddies and bosses to the front who are doing things in a heart-centered way. The world needs it. Hello. I also just want to say thank you so much for the love and support on our new segment, If the Astrology Isn't Real, is its own separate podcast. So maybe it's like a segment that grew up into a podcast. It's been a journey. Those episodes, I was calling them mini-sodes, but my business partner, Audrey, my work wife, she's like, love it, love the episode. She was doing the editing for it. She's like, but maybe we shouldn't call it a mini-sode anymore. I was like, yeah, my sun conjunct Mercury and Virgo ass does not know how to do mini of anything when it comes to yapping. So those full episodes drop Friday. Check them out wherever you listen to podcasts. And yeah, just some brand new spicy takes on the pop culture, politics, planets, all the stuff. And I love hearing the comments below, okay? Like the live chat aspect of it, not live, but interactive chat aspect has just brought everything to life for me in another really fun, cool way. So also one more exciting announcement. Are you ready for this? If you have been listening to this podcast for a while and it's done something good for you and helped you in some kind of a way, may I ask for you to leave a rating or review on iTunes, Spotify, wherever you listen. Now, I'm just going to ask, of course, as always, it just helps us. It helps get the podcast out to more people who it might help them. It's one of those things, right, in the podcast biz. But I'm a giver. I'm a Venus in Libra. I love to just a little exchange. So I'm going to do something for the month of May. And if it goes well, we'll do it beyond that. But leave a rating and review and make sure to drop your Instagram handle in the review. I'm going to DM one person a week, ask for your birth info, and you can ask me one big burning question about your chart, your heart, your next move, and I will send you back an audio note with your personal cosmic insights. Cute, right? So if you want that little complimentary free mini reading from me, leave a rating review, drop your Instagram handle in it. All right, so let's dive in to this week's Moon Self-Care Report. So this week we start 5/5 on a Moon in Leo day. We love a Moon in Leo day to let yourself be seen in some way, to let yourself play in some way. This is a time for expressing your heart, your creativity, your joy. So your self-care is going to want to be something centered on doing something bold, having fun, doing something celebratory. I love Leo moon days for let's get dressed up a little bit. Maybe I'll make some video content. Maybe I'll just put on a little extra makeup, get my hair done, or do something that really activates some of my inner child energy, that wonder, that awe, that playfulness. Things we're going to avoid on Monday, that thing when we're really thirsty for other people's validation to feel worthy. You already are the moment, honey. Act accordingly, okay? Tuesday and Wednesday, the moon shifts into Virgo, our pragmatic priestess, and we're shifting from bold to grounded. I think this is the time to really get organized. This is the time to clear clutter, physical or mental. Clutter is so draining for the energy field, especially for my highly sensitive individuals. And this is a great time to take practical action on something. Self-care is going to be found in the details. So cleaning your space, planning your meal, setting up your budget. I know things like ChatGPT are sort of controversial, but it is kind of the future of using AI. If you want, Virgo moon day might be a great day to be ChatGPT, help me organize an area of my life. Help me meal plan for the week. Take something off of your plate. I think we're all going to be in a situation of using AI as we move into this next chapter, but we can use it discriminately. I know it takes up a lot of resources. I know that there's a lot of ethical questions around it. But I also am like, it is a tool for us. So how do we like befriend it and use it consciously and wisely? I love a moon in Virgo day. It's like, can we just make something a little bit more efficient, a little bit more streamlined, clear up some space to do the other things that we want to do in life, especially that are super heartfelt or things that are being of service to others. Okay. Well, we're going to avoid those days, perfectionism, spiraling in self criticism. The ultimate high gift of Virgo is growth and progress, not punishment. Thursday to Saturday, the moon moves into Libra. Okay, the vibes are vibing. Libra moon days are all about balance, beauty, connection. So this is a great time to tend to your relationships, make your surroundings beautiful, wear something that like makes you feel like art. It's Taurus season, so this is double Venus energy. During these days, I'm actually going to be looking for some new art. I'm going to go thrifting for some cool like frames. I'm going to frame some art I have, hang some on my walls. And I'm also going to go get some plants. So it feels very Taurus season, very Libra energy of like, how can you like make your life feel more Venusian? Let me know in the comments below if you have a favorite plant that you think I should get. I have such a non-green thumb. I have a holographic thumb, but I'm trying to work on getting better. And I love like having plants in my apartment. So let me know if you have recommendations. Things we're going to avoid on the Libra moon days would be people pleasing or indecisiveness. And it's totally okay to prioritize your peace, even in the healthiest, most conscious partnership. I just want you to remember that. Okay. Now, Sunday, we have the moon moves into Scorpio. Things go deep, baby. We're diving into the deep end. We're entering the emotional underworld as we prep for this big full moon on Monday. So your self-care could range from sacred solitude to shadow work to sexy self-pleasure rituals. Basically anything that helps you get radically honest with yourself and go below like the surface level shit in life. Things we're going to avoid: emotional repression or control games, for sure. No power plays, no like getting caught in that mind trap of like paranoia or manipulation of others, like shadowy, sticky. Okay. If we're feeling something, we're going to free it and see what that frees up for us in our lives. Okay. So no suppressing or repressing our emotions. Let's talk about planetary planning. What are the big high level, high vibe headlines for the week? So I'm just going to backtrack. May 4th, the day before this pod comes out, Pluto stations retrograde in Aquarius. I briefly brought it up last week, but I just want to give it one more little star, pun intended, planetary moment. So just to mark your calendars, May 4th to October 13th, Pluto stations retrograde in Aquarius. And again, this is the first time in our lifetime that Pluto has stationed retrograde in solely Aquarius, not going back and forth from Capricorn to Aquarius. So just keeping in mind, this might stir up the power struggle vibes, group drama vibes, right? It's like Pluto might be doing some interesting work in the group chat. So this might help us like reassess our collaborations, our community, our friend groups, our communications, our team dynamics, our long game strategy on our higher term vision for the next 5 months. And also like definitely in the collective level. I'll talk about it more. The astrology isn't real, but we just want to like see this is going to be definitely bringing up probably a lot of headlines about like shakeups, wake ups around finances, tech, AI, power structures. If it runs on brain power or bandwidth, Pluto is going to be remaking it. If it's dealing with like power or politics, Pluto is going to have its hand in it. So let's just keep our eye on some things there. And again, like your role as a revolutionary, your role as a visionary right now is something I want you to really be thinking about, really be meditating on, really be having fun with. I've had so many conversations this past week of like, I had this plan, right? I was going to go back to grad school. I was going to work for this company. I was going to do this with my life. And now it just either doesn't make sense or it's not available or everything in the landscape looks so differently. What do I do now? Good. This is the question I want you to ask. I want you to be asking questions. I want you to think about the whole game, the whole board game, whatever you want to call it, the canvas. Everything has gotten like knocked back to zero, which is scary and untethering in a lot of ways. But it also creates infinite space for possibility, for potentiality. And this is a time where your birth chart is going to be more important than ever because who you are in this revolution is not going to be defined by anyone outside of you, anything around you. It's not going to be defined by the old systems or structures that were. Those paradigms don't exist anymore, babe. It has to come from within you. Who am I? And you get to create it from scratch. And you get to create it on your own terms. And you get to create it using your own celestial strategy. So this is another reason why I love Cosmic Boss. If you want like this guidance through your chart, this is everything I talk about in my book. In the Cosmic Zone is just a low-key love letter to the revolutionaries and visionaries like yourself to give you some sort of like blueprint and way back to understanding yourself deeper over and over again, understanding what you're here to do. Okay, so just paying attention during this time, things might come up around these themes I'm mentioning. So then, speaking of paying attention, we're moving with purpose, not pressure. We are letting ourselves being guided by pleasure as Mercury moves into Taurus on May 10th and will stay there through May 25th. So now we have the sun in Taurus, Mercury in Taurus, and we're thinking about like, what do I want to accomplish? Again, maybe these big high level Pluto and Aquarius themes that have been coming up for us that are going to really play out over the next 20 years. But we got to start somewhere. We got to start here. We got to start now. And Mercury in Taurus is so good at helping us with that because Mercury in Taurus is the builder. It's slow and steady. It's like, let's just start here and now with what we have. Let's give some just dedication, devotion, persistence, pragmatism, and like, let's get really grounded. Let's put a plan into place. Let's get real. And we usually find some ways to create these high level ideas or that fiery, like passion or purpose in our belly. Mercury in Taurus will usually deliver just some like pragmatic tools to get going with it. Okay. So Mercury in Aries had us all zippy, 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 filled with ideas. We were retrograde, we were direct, we were blah, blah, blah. Now it's time to do a few things. Okay. So I want you to think about under Mercury in Taurus, these are things that will be rewarded. These are things that will help you feel in more alignment. These are your cosmic RXs. You don't have to do all of them, but I do invite you to choose one of them to embody this astrology, okay? Embody, yada, yada, this astrology. One, I want you to make it make sense. That's CENTS. I want you to look at your finances. I want you to have a date with you and like your budget. I want you to think about like, are there subscriptions you're not using anymore? Are you a service-based business? Is it time to price your offerings with more clarity? Is it time to think about like buying less, saving more, or just like buying in a different way, interacting? We're all having a lot of things coming up around, like how we're spending money right now, whether that's because of the tariffs or because of social political stances with certain companies. And it's like, okay, can I just reassess? Like, do I need everything I'm buying? Is there other chances to support more local, small businesses in that process? Is there opportunity to thrift, reuse, recycle, gift, join like a circular kind of economical model using like a local Facebook no-buy group, right? Like just thinking about that. That's what I'm doing. I'm actually like in my plant journey this weekend. I'm going to essentially like a plant rummage sale on Sunday where someone in Brooklyn is just selling plants that they don't need anymore. And I'm like, I love that. So anyway, and that's a whole other story. They're raising money for something really cool. But I love that. Two, under Mercury in Taurus, I want you to think about a cosmic RX of like creating a schedule that you actually stick to. Like just in terms of time blocking, it doesn't have to be super rigid. I am not that girl who is going to like say that, I have the same schedule every day. You have to do things a certain way to live a life that feels fulfilling or a business that's successful or like a self-care routine that serves you. But I do believe in time blocking. I do believe in working with the planetary rulers of every day to get shit done in a way that feels like it's in flow, that doesn't feel like it's forcing it, that feels like it is structured, that is sexy and supportive versus like stagnant and like strangling me and suffocating me. So again, that's something we talk about in Cosmic Boss, but you can also look up like the planetary rulers for every day. But like create a schedule, time block, see what happens with this Mercury and Taurus. Give it like 15 days. If you don't like it, you can move on, but see what happens. See what happens with some time blocking. It's like the Mercury in Taurus. It's like we're really fertilizing, energizing our time by not stopping and starting, task. Taurus has a very fixed earth energy. So it's like, what would our day feel like if we, answered emails during one chunk of the day, did our creative work during one chunk of the day, and really stuck to that instead of like stopping and starting and like shifting the brain. It's amazing how much energy gets leaked out by that. Okay. And FY, in your time blocking, it's Taurus season. So I do want you to schedule in some really intentional self-care and rest. Okay. 3, oh my gosh, I probably have to listen to my own advice on this one. 3rd cosmic RX from Mercury and Taurus, slow down your speech. I actually did have to take this advice a lot during the recording of my book, but I tend to speak really fast. I tend to, I know that about myself. So like, I think during Mercury and Taurus, it's like speak slowly and think about what you want to say and really mean it. And that could mean everything from, texting, emailing. Mercury and Taurus, it's just moving a little slower, right? And it also wants us to like feel into everything in our body before we speak. So that could mean anything from like really tuning in with your intuition, really tuning in with your body, with your belly, with your heart before you say yes or no to something. It's like you don't have to rush your magic when it is Taurus season, when it is Mercury in Taurus. You don't have to rush your thinking. You don't have to respond to people on their timeline. You can really like digest what you're feeling before you communicate your next move. Okay. I love that for us. 4, Cosmic RX. Your 4th prescription to work with this planetary energy is like centralizing your space, really bringing in some treats for your 5 senses, whether that's like, your environment. Like I said, bring in more art, more plants, whether that's lighting like yummy bougie candles. Oh my goodness, the life wizard is going to work looking very handsome today. Oh my goodness. Okay, so sorry to interrupt, but I had to go give him a little smooch because he just looked so handsome. All that Venus energy there. What is going on? Okay. So, so what was I saying? Centralize your space. Taking that advice a little too literally here. So, like, beauty is not just a luxury. Beauty is not frivolous. Beauty helps us enjoy the experience of being alive. Outer beauty helps us reflect and remind ourselves of our inner beauty. It also really grounds us. It can impact our focus. So yeah, like cozy textures, calming sounds, get yourself fresh flowers or pick some wildflowers if you can. Like it's like this thing of like I said, the bougie candle, like something that just helps you really enjoy the rich, juicy experience of being a human, like grounding that into your space and hopefully in a way that does last like beyond even Taurus season. And then the last one, and this is a big one, or it's an important one. Your last cosmic RX is to really think about committing to one idea, choosing one thing that's on that big to-do list, especially your dream list, especially something that feels like it's going to move the needle in your life to helping you feel like the US you possible, right? Whether that's in your business, in your art, in your self-care, in your home, like what's that one thing that's been hanging out on your to-do list? And I just want you to pick one thing. Okay. Taurus thrives when we pick one thing. Taurus is all about like focus and follow through versus like frenzy. Okay. And Taurus wants us to commit and Taurus wants us to keep like showing up in dedication to that. And I know this is always good advice for me. As you could tell, I probably don't have a lot of Taurus. I don't have any Taurus planets in my chart, but Taurus does rule my 11th house, my community. So thank you all for being a consistent and beautiful influence in my life. But I do want you to think about like, what is one thing that if you committed to it would really move the needle for you? It would feel like, oh, okay, like there's forward motion. There is expansion happening. There is a part of my soul that feels really nurtured, nourished, or even like lit up on fire. Okay. So also Mother's Day is coming up this weekend, I believe. Yeah. So just sending love. Obviously, this is gonna be I'm going to cry. It's my first Mother's Day without my mom. Okay. I wasn't expecting to get emotional, but I'm just sending love to all of the mamas out there, whether you are a mama by birth or by choice, whether you're the mama of your friend group, whether you have furry animals like pets that are your babies. Maybe this is your first Mother's Day, or maybe it's like me, like your first Mother's Day without your mama. I just wanted to send some love, and I'm just like, always felt like a very mama energy within me. And now I have two sons, and I'm excited to celebrate Mother's Day. But I also know that I felt like a mother well before I gave birth to my little sisters, to my clients, my friends. So I'm just honoring the mother in all of us. And I would love for you to do something where you take care of yourself on this upcoming weekend. It's just your reminder, do something that feels luxurious, that feels meaningful, that tends to like your own garden, especially if you are someone who is a caretaker. Okay? Just have a bougie, like slow brunch. I don't know. Eat donuts in bed. Again, buy yourself flowers. It's the thought, the texture that really counts of just dropping into like the embodied experience of appreciation. Okay, my cosmic loves, like if astrology isn't real, then why does my Cancer rising Pisces moon like just cry all the time? Now on video, you could see me crying on these podcasts. That's your weekly celestial scoop. Remember, just you're not here to hustle harder. You're not here to prove anything to anyone. You are here to grow on your soul's journey. You are here to align, to amplify, to ascend. And the cosmos, I have it on good authority, are conspiring in your favor, especially this week, especially in May. So stay bold, stay grounded. Don't forget, your chart is your planetary permission slip, and that's all the permission you need, okay, to go after your dreams, your desires. Don't forget to leave that rating and review. Tag me in your cosmic insights. Comment below. Slide in the DMs on Instagram. I love, love, love hearing from you. Until next time, I am showering you with blessings, with a spell for big, fat, juicy checks and hot, fulfilling, toe curling sex. Stay cosmic, baby. Mwah. Do you love getting your Cosmic RX for the week here and want more? Make sure to sign up for our premium subscription so you can get exclusive access to bonus podcast episodes, all of my astrology info for the month ahead, and live new and full moon calls to help you manifest your dream life with an intentional international community of other cosmic baddies. Sign up through our link in show notes.
Thank you so much for listening to this episode. If you want to know more about Cosmic RX, head on over to thecosmicrx.com. And if you really love this show, I'd love it if you left a rating and review on Apple Podcasts or wherever you listen to podcasts. I super love hearing from you and reading your reviews. All right, you cosmic baddie, tune in next week. And until then, remember, love yourself fully, work your magic, and take no shit.